Hey guys, Dr. Odom here. I want to thank you for having me on this learning experience with you today. If you hear some ruckus in the background, my awesome 2-year-old son is running around here somewhere. His name's Andre. He's the great American Frenchman. Now, last week we talked about having a spirit of excellence, which means using your eyes and every time you look around, asking yourself, am I better at this than I was last time? Sounds very easy. It keeps you getting better each day as opposed to getting bitter, which is what searching for perfection does. When you're searching for perfection, you're comparing yourself to an unreachable standard, so you can't reach it because it's unreachable, and you'll always be a little bitter, and it'll make you unhappy as you go through. And you got to remember, all your poor decisions aren't really based on what were you thinking, they're based on what were you feeling at the time. So if you're always feeling like you're getting better, then you should always feel amazing and be positive and construct an awesome story that you want to tell yourself for the day. Remember, it's your story. You can make it whatever you want, so you might as well make it you might as well make it a good one, right? So, sounds easy. We're always trying to be the best version of ourselves that we can be, which just means that we're a little bit better than we were yesterday. A question I have for you guys is, how many of you actually did it last week? The challenge was simple. Write down something that you need to get better at, or something that's making you frustrated, and each day get a little bit better at it. So, how many of us actually did it? It's so easy. If you didn't do it, don't get mad at yourself. Don't play the blame game or turn yourself into a victim. Just realize you didn't do it. A lot of people don't do it. So the first step is becoming self-aware. And once you become self-aware, you have to start actually doing it, okay? So there's a reason why we don't do it. People are addicted to comfort. We love being comfort. I like to call it the recliner. We love laying in the recliner. So if you actually want to do something and get out of the recliner, it takes a lot of want to do it. So we're addicted to comfort. We're addicted to the recliner. The question I have for you is, what makes the exceptional person different than the regular person? The regular person is stuck what I call the gray. The gray is, if you're going to paint a picture of all the people that you know, if nothing's exceptional or special about them, you just get a paintbrush, dip it in gray, and just kind of smear it around. No one's actually shining, if you want to look at it that way. So do you want to be stuck in the gray, or do you want to be the bright, vibrant color that you paint in there? Like, oh, look at that guy. He's vibrant. So to get stuck out of the gray, you have to become exceptional. If I were going to ask you, how do you become exceptional? You might say, well, I have to come up with some grand idea or some invention or some book or something new no one's ever seen before. I would tell you, no, you don't. All you have to do is you have to pass the small test each and every single day. What are the small tests? The small tests are those things that you come across all the time that are super easy. For example, if you walk into a room and the picture frame is a little bit off, if it's not exactly where it's supposed to be, do you just walk past it because it's not that big of a deal? Or do you see the picture frame and straighten it back up? When you walk past a piece of paper on the floor, do you stop and pick it up? Or do you say, hey, we hire somebody, they'll come by and clean it up later, that's their job? When you walk into your restroom, is it dirty or is it clean? And do you act like you don't see it, or do you not go in the bathroom if you hear that it's dirty? Do you pass the small tests that come up all the time? The example I use all the time is when you're in the grocery store and you put something in your buggy and you walk a couple aisles over and you decide, oh, I don't want that. Do you put it back on the shelf where you're at, or do you go back and put it where it's supposed to go? You know what I'm talking about. Most of the times we don't pass the small test. We think that if we want to be exceptional, we have to pass this great test or do something amazing. That's not true. The exceptional people are the people who pass the small test each and every day. So my challenge for you guys this week is straighten the picture frame. Pass the small test. Every time you walk in somewhere and you see a small detail that's not off, put it back. That way you can use your spirit of excellence and actually put it into action, okay? So we got to pass the small test today. So with your team or with your family or whoever you're doing these challenges with, if you walk past somebody and you see them not passing a small test, go up to them and make it known, hey, we just failed the small test. It's not a big deal. You're not blaming. Bring it to their attention, man. Remember, the first step to changing something is become self-aware. Make people self-aware. Tell them they're not passing the small test. Be open for them telling you for passing the small test. And then eventually, we'll all start passing the small test. We'll start straightening the picture frame. So when you walk past something today, I want you to straighten the picture frame. This is Dr. Odom. Andre, the great American Frenchman, is down here somewhere. We love and appreciate you guys.